Hey y'all, guess what? I am driving my truck. And yes, I love my truck. And you guys are gonna find out what I got. Did I get a Ford? Did I get a GMC? Did I get a Ram? And why? And then also, what's with the Tesla thing? Yes, I had a Tesla. Yes, I traded it in on the truck. Yes, I didn't go to a gas station for 4 years. And yes, this is culture shock. But man, I love this truck. Don't say anything about the back window yet. Because yes, there is no back window. It's cardboard and bubble wrap right now. It'll be fixed here in a couple of days. But I love my truck and it's beautiful. It's got the big screen. It has the dual sunroofs and me. So hey, let's get this sucker started. I'm gonna do a video on what happened to the modification I made to the back, and let's talk about what's going on with this and why, and the problems that you're gonna have buying a truck and the penalties that you get buying a truck today. So just remember, day one, first day of the rest of your life. Let's do this. Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about the truck, and yes, I'm in it trying to drive, but if you look real close here, you can see the guineas. They attacked my truck at Thunder Canyon, and I can't move until they let me. They're one strange kind of chicken that they like my truck. I really don't quite understand why, but they're underneath my wheels. So anyway, today's video is about the truck, and I wanted to let you know to stay till the end, because I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the important things that are coming up. This is the last one about equipment, and we're going to start doing more and more with the I'm trying to watch the guineas. We're going to do more and more about traveling and places that I've been. Like I said, here I'm at Thunder Canyon, actually for the second time, and it's a blast here. We were down here doing tie-dye stuff. If you look, my tie-dye shirt. So I did tie-dye stuff a couple days ago, and that's my tie-dye. So let's talk about buying a truck in 2022 and what it's like even moving forward, because I just yesterday talked to the Ford dealership about, is it gotten any better? Can we actually get a truck? And I've got some answers to those questions. So I don't know if you could tell what kind of truck it is, but I'm sure that some of you can. We're not going to talk about that yet, because right now I think it's important to understand that you can get about any kind of truck you want and it'll do the job. A Ram, a Chevy, a GMC, a Ford, they all are capable depending on which one you get. And yeah, there's my rig along with my e-bike, and we'll talk about that one of these times too. But any of them will do the job. Like you can see here, there's a reflection with a Chevy dually, and works just perfectly. So whatever you want yourself, whatever brand loyal you are, just make sure that it's big enough to do the job that you need to have done. because rigs these days are bigger and heavier and lighter. So a lot of them will say they're half-ton towable. And I wouldn't do it, ever. When they say half-ton towable and it's on the borderline, don't. Been there. When I pulled our first camper that I had, it was a 30-foot Sportsman and didn't have a slide or anything, so it wasn't that heavy. But I did that with a half-ton, and it really pushed the half-ton to the limits. When we moved to about a 31-foot Holiday Rambler with a super slide, it was still a trailer. It was not a fifth wheel. I got a Ford Excursion with a 7.3 power stroke diesel, and that pulled it nice. They pulled differently than a fifth wheel, but when you have 5 kids, so there's 7 of you, and you want to take something out, a truck doesn't fit 7 people, so you have to go with something like the Excursion. And when you go with the Excursion, not much you can do about what kind of camper you can get. It's a travel trailer. So go buy whatever you're gonna get. And I bought, like I said, and I showed you in the last video, I bought the fifth wheel first, knowing that I should be able to pull anywhere from 16 to 20,000 pounds. And I knew that the hitch weight was gonna be in the 3,000s. So I knew that I had to get something that was gonna do the job for all of that. I could have gotten a 3500, a 350, and it would have done it. I didn't get either one of those, only because of the situation in 2022, and it's still going on now. They have a chip shortage, and so there's a limited number of things, of trucks they can make with the chips and things that they have. So they're telling me right now that you can't even order a 2023 because they opened it up for, I don't know, a couple of weeks, and then they shut it down, and they haven't opened it back up yet again. So even the dealers can't get one. They can't get one for stock. They can't get one for their lot. It's not gonna happen. So what happened with me is I found the travel trailer, and then I started looking around. I drove my car, and I was driving, I had a 2016 Tesla Model X. And yes, it's the one with the gull wing doors. They call them Falcon wing doors. But so yeah, I had the really cool Tesla, and I hadn't paid for fuel in 4 years, so it was kind of handy not to be able to do that. But that's not going to tow anything that I can live in. So I started looking around, and I found out that I called a friend of mine that worked at the dealership, and I said, you know, can I get a 3/4 ton or a 1 ton truck? And he said no. And I said, what? And he said, you can't order them, and we don't have them, and we don't have them coming in. So I said, what do I do? And he said, I don't know. So I got online and I started looking around, and what I found was, yeah, you can get them, and they come in every once in a while, but boy, you got to grab them when they come in. Because what happens is people order them and they don't pick them up, or they've already gotten something else because they waited a year to get it, and after a year they didn't want it anymore. So they'll put them up on the internet for sale, and you've got to grab them as soon as they come available. So I saw a couple come up in Texas. I tried that. I saw a couple come up in Arkansas. I didn't get those. I saw one in Missouri. I saw them, and they would randomly pop up on the internet all over the place. Nobody had them. All of a sudden, one popped up in Michigan, not that 3 hours from me, over on the other side of the state. Well, so you have no choice of what you get. I've had Ford trucks before, so when it came up that it was a Ford, I thought, okay. And it was a 450. I didn't know if I needed the 450 or not, but like I said, beggars can't be choosers. Also, the options on it, as long as it had the towing packages and stuff, I was going to get it. And so I looked at it online. Yes, it had the towing package. It had the puck system in back. If you don't know what the puck system is, it's drilled holes in your bed, and it had the liner installed around the holes where you can just take like a hitch, put it in, and the little things at the bottom of the hitch fit in those holes, and then you just pull it and lock them in place, and that's all you do to install the hitch. It is wonderful. So yeah, it had that. It had the camera system. The fifth wheel backup on the camera system is so nice. It is where you can, when you start backing up, a black and white dashed line shows up, and it goes right through the center of the hitch, and it goes out the back of the truck, so that as you're backing up, you can see the hitch get closer and closer, and you line the pin up on the hitch with the hitch in the back of the truck right through the camera. It makes it a piece of cake. This one has heated and cooled seats. It has the larger screen. It has it's a Lariat, what they used to call Lariat Ultimate, so it has almost everything a Platinum has, except it doesn't have the variable ratio steering, and it doesn't have massage seats. But I can live without those. If I wanted, I suppose I could get them through a dealership. So I found it. The next problem is, right now, if you go to get that truck, you're not going to pay sticker. I called them up and I said, I work for a healthcare system, I get a plan and all this. And the guy laughed at me and he said, no, you don't. Not on this one. He said, if you want to order one and we can get the order in and you can get it in a year and a half, I'll give you that discount. But for the truck that just came in that somebody else ordered and you want, you're going to pay a premium of $20,000. Yeah, I almost fell over. $20,000. So here's the deal. With a sticker price on these trucks of 80, this one was 87. It was 107 that they wanted. And I thought, oh my gosh, what do I do with that? How do I deal with that much? It just didn't seem right. So, you know, I thought about it for a while, and I talked to the dealership, and I couldn't get them down. And they said, we could take this truck and advertise it in Texas, and it would sell in a day. So if you want it, you got to commit to it. Otherwise, we're going to sell it to somebody else. So my comeback was thinking about my Tesla. My Tesla, brand new, I got for $104,000. Now new, they're around $135,000. So they've gone up in value. And if anybody, watches Tesla, the value of the cars has been pretty stable or gone up. So I said to the guy, before he knew what I had, I said, if you give me full blue book for my vehicle, I'll do it. And Then when he found out what it was, he hemmed and hawed because it was an expensive vehicle. And he finally said, okay, we can do that. So I did make a little bit of the $20,000 back by doing that, but man, it's painful. So I talked to the dealership yesterday, and yesterday, this is January 2023, he said we can't even order them. They only opened it up for a couple of weeks, and we can't get them. And I asked him about the premium, and he said, you have to understand that dealerships are on their own, that they make the money that Ford lets them make, and now in this market they can actually make a little more. And he said, we've sold them for about $5,000 over sticker. He said it's a little excessive when you get to 20, but he said right now if you go on the internet, there are people selling them for 20 and $25,000 and $30,000 over sticker. So the thing that you have to be careful is when you go out to buy one, know that you're not going to pay sticker. Now that trickled down to used prices, because I looked for a used truck in that case, and all of a sudden the used trucks were selling it, and I thought, this is weird. The used trucks are selling for $80,000, and I thought, well, the new truck is 87, the used truck's 80. I think I'll get a new truck. Well, that's why, is because there's this premium upgrade on the new trucks, so the used prices have gone through the roof too. So if you're going to get a truck right now, know that you're going to have to work really hard to find it, and you're not going to get a lot of option, choices. So, thank goodness mine was loaded, and then you are going to pay that extra price. So what all did I get? Yes, it's an F450. It's a dually. It's got a 8-foot bed. It's got the huge cab. It came with everything, the dual sunroof, which is really nice. A lot of nice options, but did I need them all? No. What did I need? I needed the towing package. I liked the camera. I liked the heated and cooled seats. I like the sunroof. I definitely wanted a dually. The bonus with the 450 over the 350 and the 3500s is that when they built the 450s, and you can look at Chad from Changing Lanes videos, and some other people did this thing turns like a sports car, and you got to be careful when you're backing up that you realize that you are turning, otherwise your fifth wheel comes through your back window. So that turning radius is great, but it can also get you. Driving it like this without anything attached, the steering and the turning radius is very, very nice. So I love the truck. I like how it rides. I like the options. I like how comfortable it is. I was a Ford guy to begin with, so I ended up with a Ford. I've had a Chevy truck before, no problems with the Chevy trucks either. I have a friend who swears by Ram trucks, so I can live with a Ram truck too. I was just looking for anything, and this is what I fell across, and it was the only thing that I fell across in the whole country. With all that said, the truck situation in today's market is really tough. Know that you're going to take time and spend extra money on it. So if you have a truck that works, use it. If you don't have a truck that works, you're going to have to try and figure it out. I guess if you can find a used one that has a ton of miles or something, or somebody who's selling it at a reasonable price, grab it. Because if you don't, you're going to pay the premium. That's the way the market is today. Just got to live with it. The next video is going to be about the Shakedown Cruise. I told you guys I was going to let you know what it was, And I've had issues having a shakedown cruise and not doing it. My shakedown cruise went to North Carolina, and I had flames running up the side of my camper. So you're going to want to see this next video, because we're going to talk about what happened and how a 12-year-old kid saved our butts because he knew how to use a fire extinguisher, thank goodness. Thanks for watching the video. I hope this answered any questions. Tell you what, leave a comment down below if you have questions about buying a truck today, about the dealerships I used and some of that kind of information. I don't know that anybody's going to find you one right now, or not very many of them. It's going to be tough. Please do me a favor and hit subscribe, hit like, hit the bell if you want to know when our videos come out. I'm doing a video once a week, every Sunday. I really appreciate all of you guys, and let's build a community here. This is one life, no rehearsal. It's day one, and we've got to live the rest of our lives. See you in the next video.